Okay guys, welcome back. This is HDstarcraft and I'm here with part 4 of Idra versus Xia0zl, and I don't really know what happened in the last game. It looks like Idra might have left the game or the game might have just crashed or something, but otherwise it looks like Idra is still going to be up at least 2. He could be 2-1 or he could be 2-0 at this point. And really, if he wins this next game, it's still going to be over for his opponent. So we're going to go ahead and start the game. And I do apologize for the last game. I don't know what happened. But I'm kind of pissed right now because I recorded the entire game, this entire game already. And then my Audacity okay, just forget it. We're going to go ahead and start. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the game. We do have Idra here starting at the bottom left-hand corner, and Xia0zl is going to be at the top left-hand corner, the blue Zerg player. So this is going to be the fourth game, and hopefully both players bring a little extra something to the table. We've seen so far Idra go for a very standard build every single game so far. Haven't seen anything too special coming out from him. But what's solid and what's been working has worked for him continuously and consecutively. So really, he doesn't need to pull anything tricky or anything special out of his playbook. He's just been playing very fine, very well so far. And every single game I've been seeing him go for that standard 2 racks, M&M, and then really get that bunker down by his natural expansion, and it's worked for him. So I guess he's going to continue doing that. The Zerg player, Xia0zl, however, hasn't really... he tried cheesing last game with that Overlord drop. It kind of failed. It really failed, actually. And we're going to see now if his confidence has been shattered. Is he going to continue... Is he going to go for another cheese, or is he going to go for something standard once again? Every game we've seen him go for that 12 hatch, pretty much, and he went for that cheese after going for the 12 hatch last game. But this game, is he going to go for another cheese, or is he going to go for a standard game? Because so far, standard hasn't worked for him, and to be honest, neither has a cheese. It could be a testament, really, to Idra just being a far superior player. And I do apologize. This map is Andromeda, which is a 4-player map. We do see that Xia0zl is scouting in the wrong direction, basically, and he is sending out 2 workers, so he's going to have that first drone probably go down to the bottom left-hand corner and scout Idra. Idra, meanwhile, scouting in the wrong direction as well, so both players are going to be in the dark for a little bit. And Andromeda is a very mineral-heavy map. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the map. Extremely, a lot of resources all over the map, as you guys can see. And this center part right here, kind of like the death zone, really. If you can expand here, you're probably going to win the game because it's very hard to expand this and hold it unless you're very, very far ahead. So we'll see what's going to happen. Meanwhile, inside of Idra's base, we do see that Xia0zl is just going to be a little annoying, a nuisance with that drone right there, but the barracks does come up, the initial marine will come out, and so far it's looking like Idra is going for the same build he'll be going for every single game, and definitely Xia0zl here going with that 12 hatch once again. So every game so far has been the same exact build order. Haven't seen him go 9 pull or over pull or anything interesting or different. So we'll see, is Xia0zl going to be able to bring a little more to that table? Is he going to bring that extra bit of salt? Because so far he hasn't really done it. He's just been outplayed every single time by Idra, and Idra looks like he is going for this fast expansion once again, even before he scouts out the fact that Xia0zl is going for this 12 hatch, and that's very bold and risky, because if Xia0zl had gone for 12 pull or 9 pull, then he would have been able to rush in, and Idra could have been in a lot of trouble. But I guess it's okay, because Idra really is ahead 2 games still, I believe. Meanwhile, wow, Xia0zl going for that 3rd expansion as well, at the mineral only. So, only 6 mineral patches there, 5 mineral patches there as well. Not sure if that was the wisest choice, but it is going to be fairly well protected, so we'll have an extra production facility. Meanwhile, we are seeing the same game so far. Xia0zl pushing out with those initial lings, going to do some damage, and yeah, Idra getting that bunker between his fast expansion and his ramp right here. So once again, wow, very good timing for the bunker. Now Xia0zl is not going to be able to push in. He's going to once again fall back to having to basically play this contain with his lings until Idra gets enough forces to push out. And meanwhile, Idra with that bunker coming out just in the nick of time, will have his command center coming out, and it's going to be able to mine out of that second expansion without having any losses incurred at all. So very good for Idra so far. He is also getting his academy, so we are going to be seeing this standard game Idra versus, it looks like Xia0zl going for that same build he went for the first game with 3 hatcheries opening out and the fast layer here. And Idra doesn't have an SCV inside the base, so Idra might not know what Xia0zl is planning to do this time around. Meanwhile, the Lings here, the SCV scouting out, trying to push forward, but will get propelled back by the Lings, keeping that Terran player contained. So Idra here is going to remain in the dark as long as Xia0zl keeps these Lings positioned like this and continues to deny any scouting SCVs to coming out. Meanwhile, back at the base of Xia0zl, Xia0zl is making use of his 3 hatcheries. And we'll have to see. He is getting 2 gas, and that's a problem with not getting a 3rd hatchery where there's gas. He's not going to have, and he is getting an evolution chamber very similar to his first game build. In fact, I think it's exactly the same. And if I recall correctly, that very first game, he got the evolution chamber and he got the spire for a couple early mutilisks, but the mutilist harass wasn't that effective, and that was basically his downfall in that game. So we'll have to see if this game he changes it up and makes something a little more interesting coming out. And he is going for that. Indeed, he's going for that same exact build, getting the Spire. And I think in the first game, oh, some Lings here. The containing Lings pushing out, trying to do some damage, just like the first game, guys, really. And those fail because of the bunker and medic and marine. And I think in that first game, Xia0zl also went for a 4th expansion as well. And it does look like he is getting a drone, perhaps. Yeah, he is going for a 4th expansion. So really, an epic rematch of the first match. And we'll have to see, will Xia0zl be able to win this time? I really hope he does, because if he does, he'll be able to push it to a 5th game. But we'll have to see what happens. Meanwhile, Idra here, going to force Xia0zl to plop a sunken colony at his natural expansion 2 here. A little bit of a overreaction, I think. And yeah, he does cancel one, and to continue making it, actually. So, Xia0zl visibly concerned here about a large force of medic and marine pushing out soon. And the Mutalisk will be coming in within about the next minute or 2. Idra, meanwhile, does have Weapons 1 researching, and he has the engineering base, so he should be able to get some missile turrets. And one thing about the first game was Idra got that early factory and starport very, very soon, but this time he's got a 3rd barracks up, so that starport and science vessel won't be coming out as soon, which means that push that pretty much demolished Xia0zl in the first game, it won't be as devastating this time. And the Mutalisks now are coming out. There's about 6 Mutalisks exactly, actually. Lings here just kind of patrolling around the area, and yeah, he's just making sure that his 4th expansion goes up without any harm. Meanwhile, we'll have to see, can Xia0zl do a lot more damage than he did last game? Because really, if he fails to do enough damage with these Mutalisks, then he could find himself in the same situation as that very first game, and I hope he doesn't go down that route. We'll have to see. These Mutalisks gonna have to kill a lot of SCVs, about 5 or 6 really, to keep the Zerg player, to keep the Terran player in the back foot. And now the Lings are coming out trying to pick off these turrets. These turrets are very well positioned, however, and they're going to be able to keep the Mutalisks back, but actually this turret might go down as well, and the Mutalisks here are coming into the fight, and yeah, it looks like all 3 turrets here will go down, which means the back side of the natural expansion of Idra is going to be exposed to these Mutalisks, and now this game is definitely turning out to be a little bit different than the first game, because Idra doesn't have the luxury of pushing out with these medic and marine. He has to keep him in his base in order to defend against these Mutalisks, and now the Mutalisks can actually even attack the main base. Wow. I wonder where the starport is coming up. Yeah, there's the starport. So science vessels will be coming out sooner or later. But Idra here is definitely concerned about his natural expansion. Does not want to lose too many SCVs to these Mutalisks. And looking back at the natural and the main of Xia0zl, Xia0zl is continually pumping out Mutalisks. Getting some overlords right now, but. Yeah, the first game, he went for ground troops. He went for a lot of Lings because he tried to tech up to Hive too quickly, and he just didn't have Hydra Den for lurkers. He didn't have lurker tech. He didn't have any units really to keep him alive in the mid game, except for those Mutalisks, which were dwindled down very quickly. hopefully he doesn't make the same mistake this game and he gets some lurkers, because he's really going to need that to combat Idra when he pushes out with his medic and marine. Unless he can do a lot of damage with these mutilas here. He has stopped all mining at the natural expansion.